Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back, IWC. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy. And I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this, coming to you live to tape, 25 feet below the surface of the earth, here for another special episode of Chaos Corner on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. Drop an elbow on that like button. Give a shout out to my mods, Austin, Nance, and the OTS Tribal Queen for holding it down, keeping it real, and maintaining. Here on the channel, coming up on 1.5 million total views, well over 5,000 videos, and the push is on for 3,000 subscribers. I can't thank you guys and gals enough for being here. This is a temporary distraction for all of us and a much-needed stress reliever. Stay mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually fit, because if he's for us, no one can be against us. In order to get respect, you have to start with respecting yourself. Once you do that, you open other people's minds to respecting you, because there's 3 types of people in this world. Those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like the GOC, that's me, that make things happen. We're here for a special preview and prediction show for AEW All in Texas, Saturday night, live. Well, actually Saturday afternoon, because I think it's going on at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to jump right into it. As I said, I appreciate everyone being here. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans. We're going to run down the whole card from 0 hour to the main event, AEW All in Texas. We're going to jump off all the other social media platforms. Meet me back here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. Don't you dare miss it. All right, fans, follow me over on X, aka Twitter, at Big Daddy GOC. And the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. Follow me over on Facebook, where I have 2 accounts. One professional and one a little more personal if you want to be included in that clique. Facebook, the first account is J Brony. Just like it sounds for all you geeks and goons and nerds and neckbeards and mouth breathers and virgins and dweebs who have the brain of a dehydrated baby. All you jabronis, no offense, man, what I say. J Brony over on Facebook. And then, of course, if you want to get a little more personal with the GOC, put a face to the product to the face, follow me over on Facebook at Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. Let me say it again. Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. Let's get into it. AEW All in Texas. Tomorrow night, July 12th. I believe there's 11 matches, if I'm not mistaken, between 0 hour and the main card. So if it starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm sure we'll be going way past 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which will lead you right into, for all you WWE fans, into Saturday night's main event. So it's a big day tomorrow. So I wanted to get on here, give you my previews and predictions. Go back and check out the previous videos here on the channel. I broke down Saturday night's main event. I broke down Sunday's show, WWE Evolution, the all-women show. So go back, check those out, and we're going to have one heck of a weekend. It's been something this week. Oversaturation, but if you're a fan or a talent, there's no better time. You had Monday Night Raw. You had Tuesday night NXT. Wednesday night Dynamite. Thursday night Collision and TNA. Friday night SmackDown and Ring of Honor Supercard. Tomorrow, Saturday night's main event and AEW All in Texas. And I believe NXT Great American Bash, followed by Sunday Women's Evolution. And then you're hopping right back into the same cycle on Monday Night Raw. Holy cramoly, but Jesus. Here we go. And again, 11 bouts as far as I know. We'll see what happens. And in the background, just in case you hear something here, because we don't want any strikes and to screw with the algorithm, this is for you, YouTube. You still owe me well over 1K. I'm still in the appeals process. So just to let you guys and gals know where we stand there. In the background are the legendary Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin roasts. And tonight's episode is in honor of old Blue Eyes himself, Frank Sinatra. All the boys are there. What an unbelievable night, from John Wayne to Jackie Gleason to Don Rickles to Sinatra and Dean Martin himself. Ronald Reagan, Bob Hope. What a cast of characters. The old celebrity roasts from Dean Martin back in the 70s. Talk about classic comedy. Nostalgia just ain't what it used to be. I have amnesia and deja vu at the same time. I think I've forgotten this before. So let's see if we can get through this in one complete episode. This we'll call a part 1, and hopefully we won't have to get into a part 2. And I think I've earned my opinions and views. 50 years as a researcher, a scout, a historian, agent, producer, setter up of ring, hanger up of flyers, a seller of tickets, sweeper of floors, fan, smirk, mark. That's right, I said it, a mark. And of course, my over 3 decades and 4 decades as a journey in the world and this industry in the business of pro wrestling, as a pro wrestling manager who took the fucking bumps and came out 3 and 4 times a night with my squad, the Chaos Squad. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Let that marinate. Hello, McFly, is anybody home? All right, focus, Chaos. Let's get on to it. It's great to be back here in the bunker. It really is. I've been on the road a lot of deals, a lot of meetings. You guys know that, with my home company at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling with Pretty Paul Roma, Mario Mancini, and Paul Perez. Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling on all social media platforms. My home company, where I still do the broadcast, the color commentary, the play-by-play. Who knows? The old man brand, the over 60 demo god. That's right, look at it. You see it. Recognize, ain't no half step in here, as we represent the life of the GOC with the chains. Do your research. Go to my bio here on the page, here on the channel, as I adjust the chains that have us all wrapped up right now. All of us are going through some hard times. 0 hour. It's going to be, I believe, the Callis family taking on the conglomeration. This doesn't even belong on this show on 0 hour. And who knows who's actually going to be on the 2 teams. A lot of multi-man matches and women's matches here on the show. We're going to go through it for AEW All In. Now, who will it be for the Callis family? Is it going to be Lance Archer, Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero, Roppongi Vice, Josh Alexander, Hechicero? No offense, man. They not, for my Spanish-speaking friends out there. So who will it be representing the Callis family? Same thing that goes with the conglomeration. You know, that big boom. AJ's going to be a part of this, which is embarrassing in itself. Will he be with Tomohiro Ishii? Konnichiwa, bitches. Arigato from the Chaos-san. Hologram? Kyle O'Reilly? Roddy Strong? I mean, who's it going to be for the Callis family against the conglomeration on 0 hour tomorrow? Because I don't know. But I know that match is set up under those monikers. Also, Harwood and Wheeler, along with Malcolm Bivens, I don't even know what his name is, Stoke. They don't even need him as a manager. I mean, he's good for what he does. He's an old school type. But does FTR really need this guy? And how far has FTR fallen to be on 0 Hour when just a couple of years ago they were perhaps the best tag team in the world? What a fucking joke with FTR right now. I really can't believe what's going on with this tag team. The tag team division in general in AEW. As they take on the Outrunners, the team from the 80s. Let me say that to say this because I tell it like it is. There's nothing 80s about the fucking Outrunners. Why? Because they're wearing Zubaz and a headband? There's nothing 80s. There's nothing 80s about the Outrunners that I can remember from any of the tag teams in the 80s. They don't act like they're from the 80s. They don't look like they're from the 80s. What is it with the 80s gimmick in the Outrunners? And again, I'm going to repeat myself again. FTR is on 0 Hour now. As I'm getting ready to watch. Red Fox, a.k.a. Fred Sanford, on the Dean Martin roast. I mean, I have to have this in the background. I'm paying attention. I hope you are too. There's George Burns. I'm going to take FTR. There's no fucking way they're going to lose. I apologize for the cussing, but if you have FTR with the Outrunners, losing to the Outrunners, where does FTR go from here? Are they going back to WWE? I mean, what's going on? They went from supporting Punk and getting kind of shunned or blackballed to an extent and really fell to now turning everything around and being company guys and certainly outspoken and have a lot to say. I'm going to take FTR over the Outrunners for 0 Hour. And I'm also going to take whatever combination of the Callis family over the conglomeration. I know that's a reach because the Boom and everybody else that's on there, and they seem to like these guys, and the Swizzler, Twizzler, Jizzler, I don't know what he's called. But I'll take the Callis family over the conglomeration. Not that it fucking matters, just thrown together. And again, I know I'm dropping the F-bombs. I apologize. We're going to start off the main card with the 2 casino gauntlet matches because there's been a lot of talk about who's coming back, who's showing up. If you listen to certain podcasters in this space, in this community, in the IWC, they think there's going to be like 15 different returns of different people and grapplers, male and female, that haven't been around for a while. So we're going to get into that. The women's casino gauntlet, the only ladies we know at press time here on Friday night is the Megasis Megan Bayne. Bow down, geeks. Megan Bayne will be in the casino gauntlet by virtue of her victory on Collision. Also, boop, the former alien Chris Statlander is also one of the ladies we know that's in the women's casino gauntlet match. Those are the only 2 that have been announced. And again, the gauntlet match could end at any time with a pinfall, and none of the ladies will get in. But here's who's rumored to also be in the women's casino gauntlet match, which obviously they go on to get a future title shot. I've heard everyone from Athena to Willow to Queen Aminata to Thekla, Sky Blue, Julia Hart, Penelope Ford, Mina Shirakawa, Thunder Rosa. How far has she fallen? And there's other names that I'm missing. But those are the names that I'm hearing for the women's casino gauntlet match. In my opinion, there's 4 ladies that have a chance to win this. Obviously, the Megasis, she's the next big thing. That's just my opinion. And I know that I know her personally. I get it, but I'm just going by athletic ability, the way this lady looks. Shoulders like boulders, legs like kegs. Strong like an ox, and easy on the eyes. So Bayne is one of the odds-on favorites, as is Statlander. She's a big gal herself. In good shape, and certainly a heck of a worker. I also say, what do you do with the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, Athena? She's got to have a shot in this match. You brought her onto the main roster at one time, we'll say main roster, and she lost to Monet. And that's it. We haven't seen her since. I also think that Willow has a shot. She seems to be the darling of AEW, and they really like her. She's involved in intergender matches, this match, that match, multi-team matches. So to me, Bane, Statlander, Athena, Willow, they all have a chance to win that gauntlet match. I give it to either Athena or Bane. But you can't go wrong with Statlander or Willow. This might be the toughest prediction of the whole night is the women's gauntlet match. I'm going to be a little biased, and I'm taking Megan Bane to win the gauntlet match. Again, will these ladies even make it to the ring, most of the ones I just talked about? It's all conjecture here. But I'm going to take Megan Bane. But don't get me wrong, I wouldn't be surprised, as I said, about Athena. Even Willow or Statlander. Those are the top in the women's division. After Toni Storm and Mercedes Varnado, Monet, Sasha Banks, whatever the fuck her name is. We might as well jump right on to that bout since we're talking about the women. The AEW Women's Championship. Timeless Toni Storm indeed. With Luther. Best gimmick he's ever had in pro wrestling. And boy, has that given him longevity. God bless, man, right? That's all I can say. Toni Storm is one of the best women grapplers in the world. If not the best, definitely in the top two, the top three. Who are you going to throw in there? Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, or Mercedes Banks. Obviously, I would say Ripley's number one in the world, but Toni Storm's right there. So Storm against Monet. It's for the women's championship, not the TBS, TNT, Kingdom, Stardom, Revolve, House of Glory, whatever I don't even know what titles that Banks has, Monet. It should be a good match. Both ladies can work. Say what you want about her go-away heat and the attitude that Monet seems to have, and whether she has control, she doesn't have control, who cares? She definitely has to put her approval on it, no matter what Tony Khan says. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Everybody from Sean Ross Sapp to Fightful and all the other groups in there that are talking about everything, that she doesn't have this. We have inside sources. I have so many sources, I have to outsource my sources. Does anybody realize that none of this is worth it and it's all a fucking work? Just like life itself and these chains around my neck, it's all a work. It just is. You're talking about a soap opera, a sports soap opera, stuntmen, scripted violence, choreographed physicality. Do you gals get it yet? It's a work, man. And all the IWC falls for it. I would like to think that Toni Storm retains the title, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Monet wins the championship, puts her 8th belt together with whatever else she has. They should have had her lose the TBS title to someone else that's stacked in this roster, whether it's Bane, Statlander, Willow, Athena, Thunder Rosa, whoever. But you didn't do it. Even Amina Shirakawa. But you didn't do it. Monet's run through everyone, 27, 28-0. She's got to go till at least October, I believe, before she'll break Jane Cargill's record. Let me adjust. Don't go anywhere because these are getting heavy, especially talking about this. So who do you take? Who do you guys have? I take Toni Storm. The gimmick is unbelievable. It's timeless. Nobody puts on more of an act and a gimmick than Toni Storm. Talk about being committed to the character. Yeah, she gets a little too sexual. I get it. All the innuendos. I don't watch for tits and ass. Outfits that look like dental floss. Fishnets. Stockings, all that. I watch for the physicality. I watch for the athletic ability of the women's division. Act like you've had a sniff before it touched a pair of tits. Go out and have a date or something. Will you guys? Take a shower. Put in your best effort, and maybe you won't have to watch women's wrestling with a sock and put a lotion in the basket. I mean, no offense, man. Just calling it like I see it. I think Mercedes wins, but I want Toni Storm. Or maybe there's just some sort of screw finish. Maybe they come up with the Dusty finish. That's what I think about Monet and Tony Storm, and I love Tony Storm. Let's go on to the men's casino gauntlet match. We already know that Mystico, Mark Briscoe, that boy, and Maxwell Jacob Friedman, that's right, MJF, they are all in the casino gauntlet match. That's what's been announced. Now, who else is going to be in it? I hear everybody talking about people from Brody King, obviously. Maybe Hook comes back. Orange Cassidy. Jay White. Eddie Kingston. Sting. Darby Allin. Bryan Danielson. Ross or Marshall Von Erich. I mean, who the fuck's going to be in this thing? And how far and how long will it go? They have 150 guys on the roster. I'm not even naming most of them that could possibly be in the men's casino gauntlet match. If you don't give it to MJF, you have your head up your ass. Let's get this guy back. Let's break him away sometime sooner or later, although perhaps the most entertaining thing going on in AEW. Let's get him away from the Hurt Syndicate. I realize everybody likes to hurt people, so do I, man. They hurt people. Max doesn't fit. It just doesn't work. It doesn't fit. I'm giving my opinion. Let MJF win this casino gauntlet match and go on and try to get this championship back from whoever has it. And again, everybody thinks that all these guys are returning tomorrow night. Maybe a couple of them. But you're trying to tell me that Danielson, Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, Hook, Eddie Kingston, Jay White, Sting are all going to show up in one night? I don't think so. I'm not buying it. And I'm taking Max in the men's casino gauntlet match. And if you don't do that, it's a fucking mistake and you're going to lose this guy for a second time. Emotional investment, ring psychology, storytelling. I say it all the time. So that's what we got for the men's casino gauntlet match. Let's go on to the Tag Team Championships. Seeing I just talked about Max and the Hurt Syndicate. The Hurt Syndicate, class in a glass. They looked apart. Benjamin Shelton, Benjamin, however you guys in the Hulkster want to say it. The almighty Bobby Lashley with MVP. Didn't MVP knock out Chris Jericho on the Jericho Cruise a couple years back? Somebody get back to me. MVP on the Jericho Cruise. I thought he knocked Y2J, Le Champion, whatever the fuck he calls himself, the learning tree. I thought he got knocked out by MVP. I'm just throwing it out there. This is what you get here. Useless tidbits of information. Because I'm certainly an insignificant cog in the wheel of the world of professional wrestling. The Hurt Syndicate defends against Jet Speed. I don't know what you're talking about with Jet Speed. Speedball, Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, in great shape. Knight. If you used him a different way, maybe he could be something. But not like this with Kung Fu fighting. Everybody wants Kung Fu fighting. Yeah! I don't know. I don't see it. And I certainly can't believe or buy into these two guys taking on Lashley and Benjamin. I can't. I don't believe it. I know what happened on Collision. I know what happened on Dynamite. It's horse shit. It's not believable. It just isn't. They're not competition. Maybe for 5 minutes with their high-flying maneuvers. How could they compete with those two in the Hurt Syndicate? Come on. Also, who's your daddy, baby? Who's your daddy? Christian Cage? Christian Cage and Nick Wayne, who's really come a long way. What's the kid, 19, 20 years old? The patriarchy. I'm sure Mama Wayne, Kip Sabian, but don't be lurking about. But it's a three-way for the tag team titles. I don't see Cage and Wayne competing with the Hurt Syndicate, just like I don't see Knight and Bailey competing with the Hurt Syndicate. This is the best you have to offer for the Hurt Syndicate and your tag team division for the World Tag Team Championships? Cage and Nick Wayne? Jet Speed? Persona non grata. The Hurt Syndicate retains the AEW World Tag Team titles. Put it in the books. We also have the TNT title on the line with Adam Cole, baby. Boom! Who weighs about 170 pounds. He's in a little bit better shape. I'll give him credit. Low body fat. But he looks like a flyweight. And he's going to go up against the hottest commodity perhaps in all of pro wrestling. Kyle Fletcher, who's doing nothing but getting bigger and stronger by the day. Fletcher's the future of pro wrestling. This kid looks unbelievable and he can work. If Adam Cole retains this, it shouldn't happen. I'll be surprised. The guy's had his run. He's a little older. He's injury prone. He doesn't look the part. Keep him with Strong and O'Reilly. Have him go for the Trios Championship. Have him do something. But get the title off of Adam Cole. It's been played out since he was the devil and this and that and everything else they did with MJF a year or two ago. Just my opinion. The guy doesn't even act like he's into it. I'm taking Kyle Fletcher. Give Fletcher this mid-card title and let's start pushing this kid even more. How apropos with the chains. I love adjusting these. This was my life for over 25 years. And for my whole life, it afforded me to be where I am now. Behind the walls. Where most of you people couldn't survive. The people that society are afraid of are the people that I had relationships and worked with. That's why I'm the guardian of chaos. I want to make it relatable so you know what the fuck you're talking about when I talk about the chains. So you're better off when you walk out of here than when you fucking walked in here. Again, read the description at the top of the channel. Give it to Kyle Fletcher. If Cole retains, I get it. He's one of the darlings maybe with Tony Khan. But I give it to Kyle Fletcher and let's start pushing this kid where he belongs. There's a trios title on the line, which I call a six-man tag team match. Come on, can we go back to the Von Erichs, the Freebirds? Can we go back to just calling a six-man tag instead of a trios? I mean, that's neither here nor there. It's just a pet peeve. You have Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Shibata. And boy, could you use Hobbs in a different way. Let's put Hobbs in the Hurt Syndicate. Let's break up the ops and put Hobbs in the Hurt Syndicate. Get rid of MJF. Let him go on to get the title. And could you imagine Hobbs, Lashley, and Benjamin? Wow. That's just my opinion. So the trios champs, Joe, Hobbs, and Shibata, go up against the Death Riders, the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Cesaro, Yuta, and Gabe Kidd. I mean, I don't see the Death Riders, the BCC, getting a Trios Tag Team Championship. But what an odd pairing. And when is Hook going to come back to this? Instead of showing up for maybe the Casino Gauntlet. How about showing up here? It's an odd pairing, this Trios titles. And they've gone nowhere. It's taken away from the tag team division as well. Joe is incredible, a legend, a first ballot Hall of Famer. Can we push this guy a little bit better? Probably near the end of his career soon? Okay, they got the Trios titles. Just an odd matchup. And this is an odd match. I think Joe, Hobbs, and Shibata retain. But if they don't, and you give it to Claudio, Yuta, and Gabe Kidd, which I wouldn't. What kind of team is that? Even though they're hooked up with Mox, who's had control for like almost a year now. So maybe they give it to these three. Don't give it to the Death Riders. Let's end that group. So, for the Trios titles, Joe, Hobbs, and Shibata, I'm going to take. It's going on a little bit of a limb, but I don't see them losing this one. Get Hobbs in the Hurt Syndicate. Tell me what you think. Then we have a grudge match, so to speak, for the control of AEW. Strickland and Ospreay, if they lose, don't get a title shot for a year. Why would the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas, why would they give a damn about that? It doesn't affect them. And then they lose their EVPs, founding fathers, whatever the fuck it is. The Young Bucks have really fallen since the beginning of this company. Give them credit for starting it and being a part of it and what they accomplished on the indies. But they're played out. They have go-away heat as well. But since turning heel and doing all this, at least they've gotten a little momentum. It's a little more interesting. I'll give them some credit for that with the Young Bucks, keeping them heel. For baby faces, it was a joke. So I'll give them credit for that. They've been consistent with this storyline. A lot of people are all over it and throw garbage on it and throw shit against the wall. And I apologize for the cussing. Let's hope we don't get a strike on that. Do the Young Bucks, with some sort of outside interference, go over on Ospreay and Strickland, which they seem like they're best buddies now? Two of the best singles wrestlers in AEW. Definitely in the top 10 in the world. Ospreay top 5, right? So it's an odd matchup with Ospreay and Strickland. I know they've pushed it a little bit lately. But do the Young Bucks lose here? Is there chicanery? Somebody get involved? I can't pick the Young Bucks in good clarity. I mean, it's obvious to me. I mean, Bueller, anyone? That's the right call. Give it to Strickland and Ospreay because the match means nothing. And why do the Young Bucks care if they get title shots, don't get a title shot for the next year? It has nothing to do with them. Are you going to take the EVP title off of the Bucks? I don't know about that either. It's played out. We know that. Let me know what you think in the comment section, the live premiere chat here. And again, I appreciate you all staying here for this. Let's hope we can get through it, because you never know what happens here on the channel. Get cut off, leave at any time, keep you hanging on your seats, so you want to come back. I'm going to take Ospreay and Strickland, and if they don't win, it's absurd. But if the Young Bucks do, it's going to be some sort of fuckery at the end. We have Okada and Omega, who have met many times in the land of the rising sun, the Orient, if you will. Back then, match of the year candidates, and they may even have been match of the year a time or two, according to the magazines, the dirt sheets, the rags, whatever, the IWC. Omega was definitely one of the best grapplers in the world at one time. He seemed to have slowed down and not really be that interested. He's returned from diverticulitis, which I had myself. And the same thing as Omega, the same amount, the same everything as Omega. The GOC had it as well. That's 30 years ago, and I recovered from it. Omega will be okay. Take it from experience. Okada has not been the same Okada since he's come over from New Japan. Lackluster, laid back, whether that's image or not, his image or not, the Rainmaker. They're going to do it again. I don't know if this is the 4th, 5th, 6th meeting between these two. I think it's pretty close, pretty even. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me in the chat. Austin, Jen, if you're still here. I'm looking forward to this bout. Will the Golden Lovers reunite during this with Okada out there? Kenny and his boy? The Golden Lovers? Could you come up with any more of a dumb fucking name than that? That's just my opinion where I come from, and I've earned it. It's for the international and the intercontinental titles. This is a unification bout. So at least they're going to get rid of one of the titles, unless the title holder is going to hold both belts. Do the EVPs all lose in one night? Former EVP, Omega? Who does the job here with Omega and Okada? This is a tough one, in my opinion. I'm going to take Omega. But if Okada wins, will, as I said about the Bucks, Ospreay and Strickland, be some sort of fuckery? Some sort of chicanery? Some sort of outside interference? Will there be clean pins in any of these bouts? Khan always puts on banger pay-per-views, as the kids say. I'm looking forward to All in Texas. I really am. I look forward to the AEW pay-per-views. The weekly shows, leave a lot to be desired. Unification title match, I'm going with Kenny Omega over Okada. Retain the international, take the continental. Then there's, I don't know if this will be the last match or not. I'm assuming it will. For the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, John Dean Ambrose Moxley, a.k.a. Dick the Boozer, the Death Rider, the BCC, takes on the Hangman Cowboy shit, Adam Page. What a hairstyle on Page. Will Moxley retain and continue with this 8, 9, 10-month storyline? Will Darby Allin show up? Will Danielson show up? Will Sting show up? What's going to happen here? Does Moxley retain and go on to the next pay-per-view and they continue to run this storyline, which has been played out with the IWC? Maybe not with the front offices of AEW or Tony Khan himself. Moxley hasn't done it. You've barely seen the title. It's the same song and dance. His promos are jumbled words, garbled, that you don't even understand. Give him credit for intensity, and he seems to be in great shape. But he's just not a good worker, if you understand what I'm talking about. His psychology is for shit. And again, I apologize for the cussing throughout this show. Because this isn't a fucking podcast. This is a show. Oh, I did it again. So I apologize. Page has been on a roll lately. One of the better characters, gimmicks, personas in AEW. Especially after what he went through with Swerve Strickland and all that series of bouts and all the blood. Different things that Page has gone through, even with MJF. Page has been heavyweight champion before. If you let him win it now and he defeats Moxley now, which I'm guaranteeing again, some sort of chicanery or fuckery or interference from the Death Riders, the BCC, something's got to happen. Marina High Life. Oh, wait. No, that's the other beer. Marina Schaefer. And I like her gimmick and what she's doing. She's pulled it off, the most successful point of her career. I'm watching Dean Martin right now. Ain't that a kick in the head? That's amore. Dean Martin is unbelievable, right? Cheers to you, Dino. Focus, Chaos, focus. We're almost done here, fans. I promise. And here comes Jonathan Winters, one of the best comedians in the history of the business. Do a little research here with me, guys. Bear with me as we watch the roasts from the 70s, the Dean Martin legendary roasts. If you've never seen them, it's way ahead, before your time. Go check it out. Talk about raunch and you didn't have to cuss and just the good old days. Don't miss it. It really is priceless. Anyway, back to the main event, the heavyweight title. What are you going to do with Mox? It's going on too far. And if you give it to Page, if Darby comes and cashes it in or some sort of interference from Danielson, somebody. I mean, what happens here? I wouldn't be surprised if Moxley retained the title and you keep this going to the next pay-per-view. And if Page wins, who's his first couple of opponents? Is it MJF if he wins the gauntlet? Is Darby coming back and he's going to cash in and be the first opponent? Does he carry on the feud, as I already said, with Swerve Strickland? I mean, who would be next for Page? Is it Ospreay? I mean, where do you go? I guess you have different places you can go. I think you should take it off Moxley, but don't be surprised if he retains. That's what I'm going to say. I wouldn't be surprised if they continue with Moxley. And if Page won, there's a lot of different ways you can do. Will there be returns is what everyone's talking about. As I already went through earlier with all the different names that people are talking about. So 11 matches. AEW ALLINTexas. There's going to be well over 20,000 fans there, although it's a huge stadium. It's an outdoor stadium. Who knows what the weather conditions are like. It should be an interesting show. I'm going to go over her quickly before we get out of here. 0 Hour. FTR versus the Outrunners. I'm taking FTR. Also on 0 Hour. Some sort of combination of the Callis family against some sort of combination of the conglomeration. I'm going to take the Callis family, but they lose a lot. So the conglomeration has a good chance here of winning this bout on 0 Hour. Again, they mean nothing. And how far is FTR fallen? Callis family conglomeration belongs on Collision. AEW Dark, maybe. The men's casino gauntlet match, we know Mystico, Briscoe, and MJF are already in. I'm picking MJF for the casino gauntlet match. And we don't know who else is going to be in there. I've talked about all the names. From Brody King to the Von Erichs. And everyone who thinks someone's returning, whether it be a Jay White or Eddie Kingston or Darby Allin, as I talked about. Cassidy. Freshly squeezed. I mean, Hook, Danielson. A multitude of names everyone's talking about. Maybe Punk returns. I mean, I don't know. So that's what we're talking about with the men's casino gauntlet. The women's casino gauntlet, we know the Megasis and Stat are in. And there is a deep division of women. I've talked about them all. From Athena to Willow to Queen Aminata to Blue, Heart, all of them. Thunder Rosa, Thekla, Mina. I mean, there's a lot going on in the women's gauntlet. And I said there's one of any four that could win. I give it to Megan Bayne. Push this lady. Oh, Willow deserves it. She's loyal. I don't know. Athena for sure. But you've already destroyed her, really, when she came back from the Ring of Honor or came over as the women's champion and got played out by Monet. Give it to Bayne. World Tag Team titles. No way the Hurt Syndicate loses the titles against the Patriarchy and Jet Speed. TNT title. Adam Cole is one of Tony's boy toys. I give it to Kyle Fletcher and push this kid. One of the best talents in the company. The trios, tag team championships, 6-man tag team championships. Samoa Joe, Hobbs, and Shibata over Claudio, Yuta, and Gabe Kidd. The Death Riders, the BCC, whatever the fuck you want to call them. And if they lose, put Hobbs with the Hurt Syndicate. Bring back Hook, put him with Joe and Shibata like they were. Come on, you're wasting Hobbs. Young Bucks in the grudge match, the EVPs, the Founding Fathers against Ospreay and Strickland, who won't get a title shot for a year. Not going to happen. I'm giving it to Ospreay and Strickland. How could you not? You're going to go a year without these guys getting a title shot? Doesn't make sense. Got to change something with Matthew and Nicholas. Just my opinion. And I've earned it. Timeless Toni Storm against Sasha Monet. I can't see Monet losing. And how they're pushing her and the money she's making. She should lose to Toni Storm. But then it takes the luster off of Monet for the geeks and for what Khan's trying to do. This one is a tough one. I want Toni Storm. Perhaps the best women's wrestler in the world next to Rhea Ripley. And the gimmick, no one has lived it more than Toni Storm, male or female. I think Monet's going to take it. You had your chance to have her lose her TBS title and make this different, but you didn't do it. I'm going to keep taking Monet until she loses. This will be a travesty. Where do you go with Toni after this? Who does it hurt more? You guys let me know. Okada, Omega, I went over that. 5 years ago, this would have been the main event and perhaps would have been candidate of the year. Both men are older, slower, injured. I think Okada still has something left in the tank. So does Omega. This is going to be a priceless classic either way. I'm hoping for it. Interference all the way around, I think, on All In. I'm taking Omega over Okada. The main event, we just went over it. We just talked about it. Does Moxley retain over the Hangman? And should it happen? And where does everybody else fall into this, especially Darby Allin? I think Moxley's going to retain. So I believe that's everything. I don't think I missed any matches. I don't think anything's going to be added. I can't thank you guys and gals enough for being here. About 45 minutes. It's great to be back here, and it means a lot to me. So again, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I can't thank you enough for being here. I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. Don't you dare miss it.